now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate.
You are now listening to Kimbology.
Kimbo, aka the traveling chafing queen.
Sexy sustainability.
Meditate, masturbate, medicate. I think I'm ready, honey. Hello, 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 everyone out there. Welcome back to another episode of Kimbology. It's your girl Kimbo here. And look, it's me today, just me. And then I have kind of like a two camera situation going on. I'm live on TikTok now, and I'm also live everywhere else. So hi. I wanted to just come on here because I wanted to thank you all for tuning in, for even being still interested in just like listening and just tuning into the content that I'm creating here. I think that it's 2023 has been a huge reflection to the amount of like work that goes into being a full-time producer, content creator, podcaster, entrepreneur, at that. It takes so much, and I learned that truly in 2023 because entrepreneurship has always been something that has been natural to me ever since I was little. When it comes to being being independent and wanting to run my own business, right? I was that little girl that was 10 years old, and I was I would make my own purses, right, when I was a little girl. And I would make them out of candy wrappers. I was very creative, very young. And so I just started to do that, and I would come to school and I would have like the new purse that I just made, and my friends would be like, "Oh my God, like I love your purse. Like, did you make that?" Like, and I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, I want one. And I was like, okay, I can make you one. And then you can pay me money to do it. We're like, I'm like 11 years old, 12, maybe 13. I'm like early teenage years. Okay. So when I'm that age and I'm making this purse for this person and creating an invoice for them, I'm that young. I like went on the computer, typed it up. No one taught me these things. It was just something that I naturally like gravitated towards and wanted to do. So when it comes to that, I truly honestly felt like entrepreneurship was something in my future, right? It was always going to be in my future. But at the end of the day, I consider myself a very talented, multifaceted person. I have lots of interests, just like every person out there, right? I'm not simple. I like rollerblading. I like pole dancing. I like sewing. I like fashion, I like technology. I like the internet, I like, I'm a big fan of social media. Even though there's a lot of negativity to social media, I am a big fan of it. I am currently on many of them right now, and it's something that I find, fulfilling. It makes me feel fulfilled. So going forward in 2024, when I want to try to do more of these check-in solo episodes with you, the audience that I started building this from when I first started this back in 2020, and it was a pandemic. Everybody was stuck inside their house, right? Remember those days where we thought, our impending doom was coming? To a lot of us, it did. Unfortunately, may they rest in peace. But for some of us out here, went and get our vaccines and everything went well. Shout out to producer Rick. He is here, but he's not on camera. He'll be popping in, doing his thing, doing his producing thing, always working. Love that man. And yeah, so this is just something that I started with, which was me and you, right? The listener. And I want to try to grasp that again a little bit. So, and this is all on me. I'm trying to hold myself accountable more, and I want to be more, open with my audience. I want to be more open with you guys. So I even want to open you guys up to more of like what's going on behind the scenes a little bit, some of you guys know I have a cute little homestead here, and we have chickens, and then we have cats, and we do this is our studio here as well. So we have a lot going on in the homestead. So I want to share that with you guys. Excuse me. And then I also want to share a little bit of share a little bit of our life that I am very, very private with, because it is something that I struggle with, because it is something that I'm learning and I don't know a lot about, and that is my brother and him being on the autism spectrum. And I wanted to share a little bit more about my experience being the caretaker of an autistic adult. And I think that that's something that, has been something that I was like battling sharing, because it's such a vulnerability that I don't really necessarily understand fully. And I have a lot of raw emotions when I talk about my brother and autism and how we've experienced it. But I think that, doing this more and sharing that side of my life with you guys will be actually quite, I don't know, therapeutic for me a little bit, And however, I don't want to necessarily share, personal things about my brother. I feel like I want to protect him. He's my fucking brother. That's my baby. That's say son, but like I take care of him. I'm his caretaker, so I'm very protective of him, So yeah, so you'll see more of that in the new year in 2024. This episode is going to be about giving you guys just like an update to like what's to come, right? I've been doing this podcast now, me and Rick Dog and Beck Dog. We've been doing this together. And shout out to Sin, our intern, which we really appreciate. We care and love you, Sin. So yeah, this is something that we've developed. It's our third year, and I listen to a lot of podcasts myself. I'm a big fan. Shout out to the Reed, shout out to Jaden XD, shout out to Around the Way Curls, Antoinette and Shanti over there. I've been on their podcast, so that was really that wasn't last year, but it was the year before that. And to be honest with you, that was like a huge milestone. I was like, oh my God, like I love this podcast and now I'm a guest on theirs. So I just like truly want to take that energy and just keep, that inertia going forward. I want to keep that momentum with this. And I think that comes with just coming here and sitting with you guys. I didn't do a lot of advertisement to post that I'm going to be doing a live, on this. It's currently Saturday night. And I feel like I'm comfortable saying that I want to do this with you guys every Saturday night, unless I have things going on, which I'll be out of town or anything like that, work, whatever. However, this is considered work for me too, and I want to make sure that I'm creating those stable responsibilities in 2024, because one thing's for sure from just like watching all these talented individuals, like right now currently Cat Williams is very what you say, it's everyone's talking about that right now. Currently Cat Williams went on Shannon Sharp's it's a podcast or a visual podcast. It's like a talk show, so to speak, and it was almost 3 hours long, the interview, and it was very polarizing because he went in on a lot of different comedians, but he spoke it from his perspective. And to be honest with you, I was like, wow, everything he's saying. I mean, like, listen, like, we don't know for sure if these things are true or not, in a sense, because obviously we're not in those rooms, in those spaces. However, I love Cat Williams. I've seen him live. I will go continue to see him live. He said that he went on 19 different tours, stand-up tours. I mean, that takes so much hard work and dedication that you just can't help but just stand and just be like, wow, this person is like phenomenal for continuing this inertia, this momentum with their career, and truly believing in in their craft and what they're doing. And I want to be, I'm that's inspiring. I want to be like that as well, but in my own area, my own field. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, I'm not a stand-up comedian. However, one of my 2023 goals is I really want to do a improv class. I've been wanting to do one for quite some time. Back when I was like really heavily pursuing acting, and taking like, on camera classes and monologue classes and voiceover classes. I believe the pandemic actually happened, and that's when I kind of took a little stop with that. Obviously, ain't nobody, ain't nobody fucking, ain't nobody going on no auditions right now, because of what's happening in the world back when the COVID really hit us. However, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like improv would be something else to help just put in my little, put in my little skills bag, you know what I mean? Just practice that whole skill of improvisation, you know what I mean? I believe this is kind of a form of that too. I didn't sit here with a script talking to you guys, I have a few notes of like what I'd wanted to kind of talk to you guys about, and that's it. Thanks, Rick Dog. Rick Dog's liking the stream. Yeah, so I just wanted to be transparent with y'all, and then also just get back to this. Get back to you, me, and, this space that we have, And then with that being said, I just wanted to give you some updates with me. And then I wanted to just kind of also just give you share a little experience when it comes to I'm going to start talking about our dynamics at home with having a brother that's on the spectrum. So I'm going to share that in a little bit. That will be Meditate, Masturbate, Medicate this week. It'll be Meditate. And we're going to talk about autism in a little bit. So, but before we do that, update for the homestead, for the the Utopia is what we call it here, a little nickname that we have it. Right now, we have one chicken. She's left. That's the only one we have left right now. We started with 4. We got the chickens back during, the 2020, the age of the pandemic. My mom decided to get them. However, my mom has since ditched them onto us. However, I love them. So I'm like totally just like, they're my babies. I don't care, get out of here, lady. So we have one chicken left, and she is, my mom named her Kimberly, but I figured out what breed, I found out finally what breed she was. And I wanted to share that information with you guys and share a little bit of information about having chickens in your backyard and how cool it is and how sustainable it is and how loving it is. And I wanted to share that with you guys as well. So I'm going to talk more about that as well. But my mama right now, the chicken outside named after me. Guess where she's from, y'all? Guess where that bitch is from? She from Australia, girl. That girl is from Australia. Isn't that cute? Because I used to fucking live there. She's, I don't know if you guys can see, obviously. We'll put a little photo in this later, but her name is, it's called Australorp. That's the name of the chicken breed that she is. Australorp. Isn't that like, it's hard to say. I was like, okay. However, she's black. She's got like this iridescent kind of shine to her, and she's got a, like her combs are really bright red. So the Australorp is a chicken breed of Australian origin. I just loved that when I found that out. I was like, my girl. And let's see, developed as a utility breed with a focus on egg laying, and is famous for laying more than 300 eggs per year. Damn. And I will say it got warm here in Chicago because I live in like a kind of like the suburbs of Chicago, and it got like warm for a period where it was like over like 50 degrees for a consistent like few days. And I've been since trying to learn more and more about chickens, obviously, because I have them and I want to get more. So typically in the wintertime with chickens, with backyard chickens, the energy that the chickens are going to be, because you're supposed to, for a good egg laying chicken, you get 1 egg a day, right? That's like a good egg laying, healthy chicken. And our chicken gives us these beautiful brown eggs. And she can get up to like the Australorp chicken, which is the one we have right now, can be from anywhere from 5 to 6, almost 7 pounds. So a pretty big, healthy chicken. And, so we haven't been getting eggs from her, but because I do know that during this time with the winter time, it kind of shifts a little bit. Like eggs are a little harder for her to, because the energy that she's using to like keep herself warm, grow new feathers. Chickens also, they, what do you call it? Their feathers fall out, and they regrow new ones, in the new season. So like our hair, it's, like our hair grows out and then we grow new hair. Chickens the same. So like that, when I first started getting chickens and I was like, yo, what's happening? Like their feathers are falling out. I was like, girl, are you good? Like, I was like, sis, are you good? Like you have no feathers right now. But then I researched, and then also I saw like new feathers were coming out, and I was like, oh my gosh, like so cool. So during that period, you might not get eggs during that time. And then I was also reading about the color of their combs, like the thing on the top of their head and underneath. It turns bright red for this breed when they are in an egg laying season. So if she's got her bright red comb, that means that she's going to give us eggs. So that means we got to go out and check the coop to see if there's any eggs. And for that brief period when it warmed up a little bit, I think she might have been like, oh, it's springtime. It's time to give eggs again, She gave us eggs again. So we had some more of her beautiful brown eggs. So that was so nice. However, there's only one little chicken. So I was so excited the other day. I was like, all right, because I was reading into like if I wanted to get more chickens, because guys, this is awesome, right? Chickens give you eggs once a day. So what does that mean? That's more food for you guys to eat. It's fresh, it's organic, because why? You know the things that you're feeding your chicken, right? Unless you feed it crap, you know what I mean? Like obviously chickens eat they're omnivores. They eat meat and they eat vegetables. So that's another like myth. if you guys are buying eggs at the grocery store and you see the packaging that says vegetarian fed, that's not a good thing, guys. Like chickens they eat bugs. You know what I mean? Bugs are they have a lot of good protein. One of the nutrients that we feed our chickens is mealworms and grubs. So, and they're dried and everything. So we feed that to our chickens every day. So it's important for them to get that protein if you want good, delicious, healthy eggs. So vegetarian fed chickens aren't necessarily a good thing. So keep that in mind when you're buying your eggs at the grocery store. But I just want to promote having backyard chickens because the more people have chickens, the better. Like, then it's going to be more of this like sustainable lifestyle where you don't necessarily have to always go to the grocery store to buy your food. And like, you can have vegetables grown in your garden or even inside your apartment. I just discovered this one company that it has a system where it literally like you grow all these vegetables inside your house, and it's like this like contraption. It was a lot of fucking money. I don't even know the name of the company. I will get the name, but honestly, I'm trying to if they want to try to sponsor you, girl, because that's where I would love to get it. Shout out to my friend Fierce, who I saw got one, and it just like it's a unit to help you grow vegetables and herbs inside your house. So I thought that was really cool. So that's my little utopia update for you guys. Oh, I didn't even tell you. I got more eggs. I got more chickens. I actually found a website that had a very like long history of selling eggs and selling chickens to people. So they sell chicks. They sold a bunch of stuff, but just a hatchery that had a really good reputation. And I looked at their website, and it's tough because like if you want specific like breeds, like I was looking for like this cute silky, and silkies are really cute because they're like these little fluffy like chickens. They're like kind of like designer chickens. So of course I want a designer chicken. I'm a tourist. So, but if it said like I had to buy like 25 of them. So I was like, sis, I'm gonna need us to like relax a little bit. Rick Dog will kill me. You know what I mean? We don't even have the sustainability for 25 chickens. That's insane. That's insane. But they had these little bundles where if you for specifically for people that had backyard chickens and backyard farms and urban farms, city backyards, things like that. So they had like a five egg bundle. I'm sorry, 5 chick bundle. So if you bought 5 chicks, and then I looked up the breeds too. There was a bunch of breeds that like are better for like colder weather. And they had a bunch of those in there in that 5 bundle because that's really important too. So we had 4 chickens, right, when we first started this. And then slowly 2 of them got taken and eaten when they were very little, and this was before like we never had chickens, so we didn't necessarily like the coop that we had for the chickens wasn't safe enough where animals could just like dig underneath your coop to get in there, and that's what happened. Like I think the cats got underneath there and just ate 2 of them, so we lost 2. They were young, they were like teenagers. And then we lost Sakuna the chicken back in 2023 last year, and may she rest in peace. We loved her. That was the yellow chicken. If you guys are familiar, if you guys ever seen my Instagram, the Kimbology podcast Instagram, she was on there a lot, and yeah, she passed away. So yeah, but it's okay because the lifespan. I was reading like the lifespan of like an average chicken. It's like not that long. It's like 7-8 years ish. You know what I mean? So that's like the average. But they did say that, there's different breeds that do better in wintertime, give you more eggs. And so now I'm like, okay, I definitely want those breeds, And our current chicken, Kimberly, is like a bad bitch. She's like out there in the winter, in the snow and just la la la. Like this morning, like it snowed. And it's really cute because we stay in the basement. So like literally when we open the window, we see like from the ground. She was like right there by the window. And she was like, oh, hey. Like, I'm like, girl, it's snowing. Why are you out here lollygagging in the front of the yard? And she was just like, what's up? I was like, oh my God. So she's so strong. You know what I mean? So you want those chickens because obviously you want a good egg laying strong chicken to keep things going. So, but yeah. So with that being said, we got more. They're on their way. But however, when it comes to ordering like baby chicks on the internet, it's tough because some of them don't make it. And when I was buying it, they were literally saying like, we're gonna send you extra because the fatality rate of these chickens is like really high. And I read all the reviews, and there was like, man, half of them died on the way on the trip. And then they're like, oh, like we got them, but then later on we lost 2 of them or 3 of them or whatever. So you have to be mindful of that. So I only bought 5, but the chances of us getting all 5 chickens to egg laying chickens like currently that we have is very low. Like chances are we're gonna lose a couple, in that process. I mean, shit, we started with 4 and then we ended up with 2, and then now we have 1. So and that's only a 3-year span. So yeah, just to give you a little backstory too about having backyard chickens, because I want everyone to get chickens because they're so cute and I love them, and they give you eggs and you can eat them, and then you don't have to buy like imagine if you had 6 eggs and every day you were getting 6 eggs, that's like boom, that's like 6 eggs a day that you're just getting, you can eat, you can cook with, like it's great. So have chickens, y'all. It's a good thing. Okay, I'm enough with the chicken talk. I wanted to touch a little bit more about because I talked a little bit about it in the last episode, but I wanted to dive a little deeper because I'm really excited that I achieved this last year. And guys, I performed 9 times as a pole dance performer. And yeah, I started back in March of 2023. I used to perform so full backstory. This year in August, I will reach 10 years as a pole dancer, as a working, traveling, performing professional artist on the pole. So 10 years, guys. Isn't that crazy? And right now I'm self-employed, and that is what's paying my bills right now is teaching pole dancing, And so I'm just really blessed that I've been able to, do something that used to help me just like cope with life. I found pole dancing to be very just therapeutic, obviously gets your endorphins going, you're dancing, you're feeling good, you're losing weight, you're staying in shape. It has all these benefits. Yes, it's hard as fuck and it hurts your body sometimes, but there's no better feeling than getting on that pole and getting in front of those people on stage and doing a performance and hearing those loud cheers and walking away with a bag, okay? Because your mama made a bag performing, and I'm going to share that with you guys. So, because I was reading the numbers of it, there's just no better feeling than that. So I did a show in March, and that was my first show back officially, and it was with Small World Collective. It's a local queer community, Black-owned, BIPOC community that focuses on creating safe spaces to like party and do events, and it's awesome. So they hired me a few times this year, and I performed for their events, and it was so much fun. Also, shout out to Maddie. She's the owner of the studio I teach at, Siren. She will be on the podcast this year too. We're gonna find some time to interview her because I would love to hear her story. She was a stripper, and she opened her own, the first Chicago. She opened Siren, which is Chicago's first stripper-owned pole studio. So, yeah, and I've been teaching there now for a couple of years. I think this coming summer will be 2 years. So yeah, and she did a few shows and hired me for those, and those were so much fun. You can see all of these like highlights of me pole dancing and doing and like actually performing. I have several platforms you can see them on. My Kimbo_ish. That's on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram. Or there's a link in the bio which has all that information, or the YouTube Kimbo pole dancer YouTube. I have highlights there. But you can see the performances, and I'm really proud because it took a lot for me to come back to pole dancing. And once I did, I was like, oh my God, I'm home. And now that I'm like, it's affirming, like I'm making money doing this. I love it. You know, it keeps me in shape. Now, mind you, it also, I'm getting beat up. Like I'm currently like, my right hand is throbbing right now because of pole. Like I taught class on Friday, and I had a private lesson, and then I taught a class, and then I stayed after and I worked on choreography. My hand, because I'm right dominant, so I do a lot of the tricks with my right hand. And that's why it's so important to, you know, in general, right? Even every athlete, to balance yourself out, right? Some people are going to be more dominant to one side, like myself. I'm more right dominant. But then you overwork your side. Like I've overworked my right side, and now I'm suffering because my right hand is like throbbing. Yeah, it's some real shit. I get a like weekly. I have a massage therapist. Shout out to you, Q. You're the best. I see her every week. Yeah, I have a massage tech. She's a professional. She's amazing. I don't know what I would do if I couldn't see her every week just to keep me like at bay, you know. So puts a lot of miles on your body. However, you know, it's so rewarding. But yeah, I was really pleased to see that I did 9 shows from when I decided to come back to performing. And I was really excited for the opportunities that were here in Chicago. You know, I'm in the Chicagoland area. If you're new to us and everything, or you're still, you know, hearing about us. But here in Chicago, like I can't even express to you guys, like before the pandemic, there were no opportunities like for performance, especially for people like myself. You know, I'm black, I'm thick, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't finna go get opportunities at these like white spaces where they want like the skinny white girl with with fake titties to be on the pole. You know what I'm saying? Like that because I started this 10 years ago, you know? So back when I was kind of like deep in it and training and doing competitions and performing, like, you know, there were opportunities that I was very blessed to have. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, I was one of the first pole dancers to perform with Snoop Dogg on his tour. This is when he first started doing it. There was even a different person booking his girls and everything. Yeah, I did that. That was an amazing experience. I didn't get a chance to smoke with Snoop Dogg. That was my biggest regret. But he had things to do. He's like, I don't know you, and I don't blame him. So, no, he had family in the city. We were in Milwaukee when I performed with Snoop, and so he had family there, and he had to go see his family. So he's like, I gotta go. So I was sad because I really wanted a photo and the whole like, oh my God, look at me. And then to smoke with Snoop, are you kidding me? Like that'd be so fucking like life changing, you know? But it's okay. We'll do it again. It'll happen. I'm gonna put that in the universe, manifest. And then it'll be a funny thing. I'll be like, by the way, Snoop, you were my boss before. You don't know this, but you were. And he'd be like, what the fuck? What do you mean? So yeah, like I was just really pleased to see that there's more opportunities now coming into in the spaces of like more people just creating their own shows, creating opportunities for people like myself to perform. I'm actually going to have some guests on this year that are in those spaces too, you know? So this year I wanted to highlight, you know, more. I think I've done a lot with Medicaid because of cannabis. You know, cannabis is a huge part of our brand here in Kimbology. Meditate, masturbate, medicate, you know. And I grow weed. I'm a cultivator myself. I'm self-taught. I grew outside, you know, and I'm a medical patient. So I'm a medical patient here in Illinois. So legally you can grow up to 5 plants. So I do that and I love it. I've learned so much and I grow good weed, y'all. Just saying, period. And it's nice, you know, it's great because it's just like, again, I love this idea of the homestead and creating your own, like living sustainable and also just being able to say like, I want to make a salad, right? Let me go to the backyard and pick me some tomatoes, some lettuce, you know, some cilantro, like whatever you want in your salad, you know, and just grab it. Cucumbers, you know, grab it from outside, dice those up, put it in a bowl, and you will be surprised. You'll be like, this is the best fucking salad I've ever had in my life. Why does it taste so much better than when I go buy it at the store, you know? It's because it's organic, you know? It's literally organic. It's coming from you. You know what's in the food because you created it. You actually, you know, grew it. Same with the weed. I grow the weed. I know what I'm putting in it. I know what the chemicals I'm using, which is not. I don't use any. You know, I try to go as organic as possible. And I do the old school way. You know, there's other more organic ways to keep for pesticides, and pests. You know, and as I do this, I'm learning as I go. You know, and so this I want to be a big part of my brand because it's something I truly believe in and I love, and it gives me so much like satisfaction and purpose, you know? Shout out to you, Rick Dog. Rick Dog's over here giving us the comments. So yeah, I just think that it's going to be really important with the way things are shifting. You know, I think we put too much time and attention in the fast-paced life, you know, of just, okay, I got to go here, I got to go here, I got to go here, I got to go here. Okay, cool. That's cool. I get it. I'm a busybody, you know. I have Gemini placements. I get it. You know, like I'm a lot, you know. But yeah, I think it's important for us to take it back to like, can you grow your own food? What happens if you don't have grocery stores near you and you have land? Do you know what to do with that land? You know what I mean? Like to sustain yourself, to keep yourself alive. Like I think that's important. And I think we need to kind of like dial back a little bit. And if you have the opportunities, if you have the space, you know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm over here speaking. I'm 34 years old. I don't have children, right? I have a homestead. I have people I take care of. Like just before this, guys, I cooked a whole dinner for my family. You know what I mean? Like we all have responsibilities, but we have to do what we got to do. And we have to do it the right way, you know, or if you want to, you know. But I think that, you know, simple things like getting a compost at your house or, you know, growing a garden, a backyard garden, having some herbs growing them in your kitchen, you know, like simple things like that. Try, you know, if we do try that, you will be surprised. You know, we can make a difference. You know, we could, that's the way to fight patriarchy. I truly believe the best way. And capitalism is the best way to fight it is don't be a part of it, is build your own shit. Like you don't need them. If you don't need them, that's the problem. They want us to need them so much. Like back in 2023, that's another thing that I have been just so grateful for is the amount is community, is being able to say, hey, I have an amazing, talented massage therapist that supports me and I support her. You know what I mean? And we do that without Uncle Sam involved at all. You know what I mean? Like that's something that's between me and her, you know? That exchange, you know what I mean? That person to person exchange, you know? That's why it's so nice to, you know, purchase local, you know, support local businesses, you know what I'm saying? Like people it matters, you know, and like, you know, you're feeding families, you know, your dollars matter that way. You know, I'm personally not a big, you know, I'm not a huge when it comes to like going out in the streets when it comes to like activism. I used to do it. I've done it. You know what I mean? Back when in my early 20s, I would be out here in these streets protesting. I've done it. However, right now, that's not how I protest now. I protest by this and where my dollars go. You know what I mean? So if I don't support something, if I don't believe in what you got going on, I'm not going to support you. I'm not going to give you my money. That's the best way to fight them. You know what I'm saying? Don't support them, you know? So you can control the narrative that way. So, but yeah, I don't even know why I got there. What was I talking about before this? When I don't have a guest on, it's like, girl, get to the point. But no, I just want to leave that little nugget of, you know, little nugget to go away with. And then there was something else I want to talk about too. Oh yeah. So, you know, 2023 was, I as we had that reflection episode last year, I was like going through and looking at all the things that we accomplished. And like, you know, I was like, damn, like we did do a lot of like, mama was working, mama was clocked in. So like, it was really great to like step back and be reflective and like just take that moment and just be like, wow, like look at what you did. Like, you worked hard and look at the things that you were able to accomplish. Like, be proud of that, you know? And so with that being said, I one of my goals for 2024 was, because I'm self-employed, but I'm stepping fully into being a full-time pole dancer and instructor and performer. One of my goals was to do a workshop in a different city, different, just not in Chicago, you know. And I'm proud to say that that's gonna happen. I'm really excited. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do a workshop in Dallas, Texas. So if you are listening, or if this gets out to people in Dallas, I'll be doing it in the early weeks of February. It's probably going to be February 8th or 9th, or both. And it'll be at Legs Up Fitness and Aerials. Wait, Legs Up Fitness, Pole and Fit. What the fuck? Legs Up Pole and Aerial Fitness. Yeah, that's what it's called. But we need to set up a phone call, me and the person that's facilitating this. And I'm excited. I'm excited to take my skills to a whole new level. Like, this is just going to be so affirming for me to be like, okay, like, you're in the right space, you know? So I'm excited. I want to keep you guys updated. That'll be very soon. It'll be in the first week of February, or second week of February. So yeah, that's exciting. And yeah, I'm going to share that too. I'm going to, share my journey doing that, so stay tuned on TikTok. I feel like that'll be probably where I'll go live and things, and you can kind of see and keep updated with that. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to probably most likely I'm going to do a pole choreography, and a pole tricks workshop out there. So yeah, so if you are interested in learning some pole tricks and things, in Dallas, Texas, holler at your girl. I can set that up for you. But yeah. All right, everyone. I wanted to just come on here and just check in, tell you guys a little bit about more of what I have what's to come. Hey, thank you so much. Come on, T. Thank you so much for tuning in, everyone. I think that this is it's going to be an exciting year. It's going to be a wild one, but let's be, excited. I feel like 2023 was the year of setting everything up for 2024 to be really successful, and to dream big and to go for our dreams. We only have one life to live, and, just I understand that these big steps that we take in life are scary, but if you have a good support system, just trust yourself. Like, for me personally, I have the most amazing trust system. I am so blessed. I can't even express to you how appreciative I am of my tribe. Like, they keep me they keep me going, and I'm not allowed to do any of this without every single one of them. So shout out to everyone that helps out, when it comes to Kimbology, the production, to my listeners, to my students, everyone. So it's going to be a great year, and I have some exciting guests that I really want to have on the show. I'm hoping to keep doing this, sitting down Saturdays with you, checking in. You're more than welcome to interact. This is a live episode, so if you're listening back to the audio, this is going to be put onto the audio podcast feed afterwards. But if you want to tune in with us live, find us on TikTok at Kimbology Podcast. Or also on YouTube or Facebook. We're on all the streaming platforms. Share this as well if you think that, someone is going to get a little bit of knowledge from me. Oh, I did say that I was going to talk about autism too. Ha! Look at me catching myself. Let me share what autism spectrum, like the definition, before I leave. That's what I'm going to end the show with. And I'm excited to kind of break down more and more of my experience with that with you guys. It's going to be very therapeutic. I'm excited. But so yeah, autism spectrum disorder is a neurological and developmental disorder that affects how people interact with others, communicate, learn, and behave. Although autism can be diagnosed at any age, it is described as a developmental disorder because symptoms generally appear in the first 2 years of life. And then it says, according to the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, a guide created by the American Psychiatric Association that healthcare providers use to diagnose mental disorders, People with ASD often have difficulty with communication and interaction with other people, restricted interests and repetitive behaviors. Hey, look, it's Georgie, y'all. Do you want to see George? Hold on. George, I'll show you guys in a little bit. And then the last one, symptoms that affect their ability to function in school, work, and other areas of life. Autism is known as a spectrum disorder because there is a wide variation in the type and severity of symptoms people experience. And I think that's the most important thing to highlight, that a lot of people are out here in this world walking around undiagnosed with autism, and people don't even realize that, right? And there's nothing to be ashamed of. Like, there's more research being done, but I feel like this is why I wanted to talk about it, okay? People of all genders, races, ethnicities, and economic backgrounds can be diagnosed with ASD, although ASD can be a lifelong disorder. Treatments and services can improve a person's symptoms and daily functioning. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends that all children receive screening for autism. Caregivers should talk to their children's healthcare providers about ASD screening or evaluation. And yeah, so I just kind of wanted to start the year off to hold myself accountable, to share this side of the. It's not going to be like every single episode, but I'm going to have some episodes where I'm going to talk a little bit more about our experiences having my younger brother be on the spectrum. And there's nothing wrong with it. We love him so much. He is amazing, and he is so, like, honestly, I couldn't do this without my brother. I need him. You know, he helps out so much at the house. It's insane. So people with autism are fully functioning, and like, they can support people, and they're just amazing individuals. And yeah, I just feel like more conversations just need to be had about it. So yeah. All right, y'all. You want to see George? Come here, baby. Come here. This is George, y'all. Oh my God, he's like still laying like flat. Say hi. Say hi, George. Mwah. Say hi, baby. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. Y'all, he mad at me, y'all. He don't even want to say hi. Did you hear him? Mwah. Georgie, mommy loves you. And with that being said, y'all, I will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. And yeah, love, peace, and Georgie right here. Bye, y'all. Bye, George. What's your matter, baby?
You are now listening to Kimbology.